Hey, welcome to
Hello.
the Not All Here podcast.
Hello.
We're back after a week off.
We took a week off.
Took a week off because we were like on episode 25, halfway to 52, basically. Well, no, now this is episode 26, so this is
This is at the halfway point.
We were like right before let's take a break,
Yeah.
handling business and whatnot. But welcome to episode 26 of the Not All Here podcast. It's your boy EZL.
I am JRB, the Bombardier producer. Howdy.
The Bombardier.
I'm whatever, man.
Bombardier.
Just call me Jay.
Just call me Jay. Jetty.
Yeah.
Jerb. Anyway, man, how was the week off?
It was good, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I went home to South Carolina. I cut my hair.
I know, I was say, if you guys who watch the podcast on YouTube notice, Jetty looks like a brand new man. It's the old Jetty.
That's good. I was almost 5.5 years. Almost 6.
Almost 6?
I got a haircut the week before I came to Atlanta, and I haven't had a haircut in Atlanta.
Wow.
So my entire time in Atlanta was like that. And
Holy shit.
I had let it got so bad, my hair was starting to like mat up and just be really nasty. I had stopped combing it.
Oh, no. So were you getting dreadlocks?
Yeah, I had like one giant one on the left side and one giant one on the right side.
That's
and it was just really nasty.
Wow. Was it so?
Time to let it go.
So did you cut it because it was like getting like that? Or you were like, maybe it's time for something new?
Both of those things.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So when you got it, so when you went to the barber or whoever cut your hair, were they like, "Are you sure you want to do this?"
No, it was
They
my
were like,
mom.
Oh, she was like, "Come here, boy."
Yeah.
She was like,
They don't like my long hair, so they were like, "Oh, it's finally time."
it's my son.
Finally time.
That's crazy. But I see you. So you cut the beard down a little bit, or just groomed it down a little bit. Damn, that's crazy. Because I'm looking regular. I need to get this. I need to go get this lined up and just trim down a little bit.
How long you been growing your hair?
Man, to be honest, it's funny. My hair now, because it's getting long, and I actually need to maintain it. I've only been growing this out for it's almost 2 years.
That's it.
That's only 2 years.
It seems like longer than that.
I know it.
Damn.
I know. I think I started growing this out after. Well, as before I went on tour with Crit for the Heavy as the Crown tour, I think that was like now almost 2 years now. Yeah, I think so. I was on there and I hadn't gotten a haircut, right? And then I was on there and then I was like, man, I need to find somewhere to cut my hair. And Crit was like, don't cut your hair. It's like, why not? Because it started to get into like a puff or whatever. And he was like, don't cut it, man. Just grow it out. Just grow it out. Because he was growing his hair too. He's like, look, let's grow our hair together or whatever. And I was like, all right, man. And then, bro, before you know it, like it just started to get longer and then longer. And then eventually it got to this point. Because like I went through that little phase. I don't know if, I'm pretty sure everybody who grows their hair out goes through it. But I went through that phase where it got stuck at a certain point. It was like, I almost looked like a chia pet. Like it was like just, it's not quite Bob Ross, but it's like a little, that little plant.
Mini Ross?
Yeah, mini Ross. It was like a mini Ross. That's what I was like. And then finally, eventually, my mom got hair like this, and she's had her hair for like years. Same thing with my sister. And it just grew out eventually, and I was like, oh, this is actually pretty dope. But I always keep it in a ponytail because sometimes it just be getting in my face.
I feel it.
But
I feel it. I thought I was going to immediately regret it, but I didn't. So,
did it feel like you felt like a new person?
Yeah, kind of.
Felt like a weight was lifted off you?
Kind of.
I get that, man. That's good for you, bro. Because like I said, you came in, you look way different. You lost so much weight. You cut your hair off, you trimmed the beard down a little bit. I'm like, oh man. As soon as it was funny because it caught me off guard because my girl was actually the one who showed me the photo that you posted when you first got your hair cut. She was like, show me, and I was like, what the fuck? I was like, oh my God. I was like, that's crazy. But that's what's up though. So then,
man.
So is the look gonna be you just gonna get it cut every now and then now?
I think so.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it the
short
buzz cut.
Buzz cut.
Buzz it.
I got that. What you should have done is before you got the haircut, you should have got some braids or something.
Kat told me that. I didn't. I don't think I'd look good with that.
I could. Yeah. I don't know how you would look. It'd be interesting. I feel like it'd be something like off of Saints Row or something like that. Like people who remember that game, love that game. But yeah, you never know. I mean, I've gotten braids before.
Really?
Yeah, I've gotten. I remember. I think I've only done it twice. I think because one was for work and I hated that job because they were like, "We don't want your hair all out" or whatever. And so I got it for them. And then I think one more time, I did it for my best friend's wedding. And I was one of the best men. And his wife was like, hey, we need you to do something with that hair. And I was like, oh, all right, don't worry about it. I'll get it braided. And I got it braided. And it was cool. So, excuse me. But that's what's up, man. And then I know so when you were going out of town, you were telling me that you were, well, I don't know if you want to talk about it. You were getting off social media for a little bit just to take a break.
I wasn't strong enough.
So like,
I wanted to literally delete it from my phone.
Yeah.
But then when it came time to do it, I didn't do it. But I did stay off of it. 90%. I cut like 90% of what I do.
Did you get like a week summary? You know how you get a weekly summary of your phone?
Yeah.
You should go like straight down? Do you remember?
It didn't, because I still spent time on my phone doing other things.
Oh, gotcha.
Which these phones, man. It did go down. It went down significantly, but not a giant drop.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I get that, but that's good though. And we spoke about it before the podcast. And then that time away, you feel a whole lot better.
You do. I kind of want to get rid of the phone, man, but I can't.
Oh, you want to go off the grid? You want to?
Slowly turning into the Unabomber.
Oh my God.
That's a joke. I'm not
gonna
going to bomb anybody.
But I feel it makes sense, man. There'll be times like, I'm not gonna lie to you, because I was kind of, I feel like I still am this way. I don't know if you are. Like, sometimes I want a simpler life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Meaning away from technology, kind of living almost in, one thing that I always go back to, so when I was young, my father, he's straight from Mexico, and he lived in this small little town, and it was like a town where everybody knew everybody. You could walk everywhere. Yeah. You didn't really need a car, only if you wanted to like go out of town or something. And but it seemed like also I also got to remember and remind myself that I was also a kid, so maybe I didn't see the full scope of everything. But like walking around just this town that everybody knew and everybody was cool, it always seemed like it was so much easier to live there. You know what I mean? You're just like, all we really worry about is food. People go to work, they provide, they help each other, and then they do that every day. And I'm like, it seems so simple, you know? Like, it seems more peaceful, like you're not in social media, but then at the same time, that was before social media. And it just seems like it'd be much easier and much better on your mental health, you know? And but with the profession that we're in, the profession that we're in, not just as podcasters, but musicians, artists, creators, you know, the way that it's going this is like the way.
How do we live the Frank Ocean life?
You know,
does he have social media?
I'm pretty sure he does. Now,
does he?
Yeah, I think he does, but I think he kind of does.
I feel like he's so mysterious. He does one thing every 4 years.
I think the thing was, what he had to do is, before he got big, he probably had to promote early, you know, and be on there and do his thing. And then once he got to a certain point, he won.
Join the Illuminati.
Joined it. Yeah, exactly. He got to a certain point. He either first hired somebody to be like, you're going to handle my social media, or he was like, oh, I'm big enough now to where I really don't need it as much. I'll just post when I need to.
Yeah. And
there are other artists like that, like James Blake is like that. He rarely be posting. I'm trying to think of, Andre 3000, he has a social media, but he doesn't post.
He has social media?
Uh-huh.
Really?
Yep. I think it's Andre 3000 or Andre Benjamin, the Andre Benjamin or something like that. And he'll randomly like post, but he's not on there.
I only see pictures of him with random strangers.
People, and he's playing like the flute.
And he's wearing overalls on like a
just random
middle of nowhere.
Middle of nowhere, he's popping up somewhere, and people are like, "Oh my god!" And
I met him getting ice cream.
Yeah, just like a regular dude. That's the life that I want to live. I want to get to that point because I really don't care about being famous or anything. I just want to make a living doing what I love to do.
Right.
And then, but I still want to be able to walk into like a Target or a Walmart or just whatever, and you know, people say, "Hey, what's going on? Hey, what's up?" And just be chill. You know, I don't ever want to get to like a. What is it? A weekend type of
You want to
fame?
be Sampha. You don't want to be Drake.
Exactly.
I don't even know what Sampha looks like.
Exactly. Perfect.
Do you know what he looks like?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, you know what he looks like. Okay.
I'm a big fan of his. And so I even met him and he seemed real down to earth and stuff.
You met him?
Mm-hmm. He had a show in Atlanta some years ago and I went by myself and it was like sold out. super cool. Had like, I got a vinyl that he signed for me of like one of his old albums. And he was real cool, and he seemed very like, I really don't like meeting people, but he was real nice about it. You know, he was like, "Oh, hey, what's going on?" And yeah, that's the type of life I want to live. I think that's heaven to me. Just like being able to do what the fuck I want without that. Because you know, Drake, he probably, of course, he always has security on him. Anywhere he goes, he has to like bring people, because if not, I mean, they're just gonna swarm him.
Yeah, I mean, you can't even leave the house. Like,
Man,
I can't imagine.
I wonder. Do you think, like, I'm pretty sure, so if he never goes out, you know, does he ever get, like, Uber Eats or DoorDash? Do you think people know that that's, like, his house?
Probably.
Or security's like, hey, this is as far as you go?
Well, I mean, we know where Rick Ross's house is in Atlanta.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he's got security in the front.
So
it's a long-ass way to get to his house. Yeah. You got to take, like, this long-ass path.
But I don't know. That's, like, a big house. Like, I'm sure there's other famous people in Atlanta, and nobody really knows, you know, exactly where they're at.
I'll say Tyler Perry. I don't know where. I know where the studio's at, but I don't know where
you can probably Google his house. It'll tell you.
This is Tyler Perry's house.
Yeah.
That, and then maybe sometime, I know a lot of big people like that, they end up living in gated communities. So they have security to be like, hey, you can't come in or whatever. But that's the life. That's what was I gonna say? I think that's the way I would want things to go. But just have.
You want to be like Tyler Perry?
No, I mean, I wouldn't mind having Tyler Perry's money, but I don't want that fame. It's kind of like, what? Let me ask you this, because this brings a good question. I think I was talking to my girl about this. I think it was her. Yeah, I think it was her. So, is there, for example, one thing that always fascinates me in life is, like, you know, billionaires, right? When you break $1 billion down, that's a lot of money. Yeah. You know, and you've seen those like videos of people like, this is how much $1 billion is, and they break it into like grains of rice and stuff, whatever. Is there a dollar amount that once you make, you're like, okay, I've made enough money? Do you have like a set amount, or like, do you feel like I'd be happy with if I just made this amount like my whole life?
I don't know if I can put it in an amount on that. I don't know. I feel like, you know, just a couple million and I just kind of
dip out.
Yeah, I mean, if I get a couple million, I wouldn't even. I'd get like a decent house, nothing crazy, and then just try to survive off of that. Yeah. What about you?
I think, man, it's so. Before I give you my amount, I'm gonna tell you the reason why I asked is like when you're one of those people. At the same time, though, also my girl put it to me this way, which makes sense, because like I'm like, once you make $1 billion. Like, I wonder what goes through your mind their mind of like, I've made $1 billion. Are they like, well, I got to make another $1 billion?
What's the drive to keep going?
What's the drive to keep going? And then after a while, you kind of like, you can buy almost anything.
I think it takes a certain kind of person, and the fuel that it takes to get you to $1 billion, that fuel is already the kind of person you are. Yeah, true. So then once you hit that, well, why do I stop? What in my life tells me to stop doing this? True. Unless there's like a catalyst, you know, a person like that will be like, well, let me try to get half of what Elon's got, or get half of what Bezos has got. And then if I get that, well, let me try to beat those guys.
That makes sense.
I guess it depends on your competitive nature. You know what I mean?
I get that. That makes sense. And maybe they're like, well, I want to be like the top billionaire, you know? And I wonder how much that means to them. Cause like, I think it's like me, man, if I had $1 billion, I'm not gonna lie, I think I'd give most of it away. And like give it to like charities and people who really need it, because like you said, me, I don't want like this crazy ass house. I would say maybe like a car. I want a Tesla.
Now, if I have $1 billion, I need a crazy ass house. Just a couple million, I need a regular house. But if I got $1 billion, you know what I mean? I need to be like Tony Stark a little bit.
How many rooms? I
don't know.
Like 30 rooms.
I need secret rooms that no one knows about except me and the architect.
You know, that's actually true. I actually thought about it. I was like, oh, it'd be dope to have like a secret room or two. Yeah. So that way I could be like, nobody can find me here. Only I and the architect know about it. That'd be, cause that's like a dope little thing. Just where the fuck Jetty go?
If you got $1 billion, you know, you got to ball out on something.
You need secret rooms. You need an elevator. You need, a theater, you need a go-kart track. That'd be dope to have. But I think for me, like you said, I think my number is probably like only if I made this might seem a low. I'm also trying to think of like taxes and all this shit. But in my whole life, if I made like maybe like, I think 100 million be my ceiling. And to be honest, I think most of that I'd give it away, just because I don't need a lot to be happy. But I say that now, you know, nobody really knows how they're going to act once they get all this money.
Right. I mean, how did you get there? Like,
exactly.
And also, you know, once you become that level, you get expensive bills.
Yeah.
Your bills are no longer regular people bills. If you buy a yacht, the maintenance on the yacht is
I think that in itself in a year is almost like, if not $1 million or more, just for the maintenance of it. Would you have a boat?
Hell yeah.
You want a boat? I don't want a boat.
I need me a Lex Luthor supervillain yacht.
I think there's this dude who has like this it's almost like there's this yacht that I want to say has like 22 rooms on it or something like that, and he basically can live on the yacht if he wants to.
I love the idea of that. Just waking up and just being like, oh, let's just
go out to sea.
Let's go to the Mediterranean. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that would be kind of dope.
That'd be nice.
You know, and hire somebody who's gonna drive it like a professional and be like, hey, can we just, you know, be out to see it tonight, and then in the morning just take us over to Cancun or whatever. That'd be dope. I mean, I'd probably let somebody else have it though. I'd be like, I don't want this yacht, man.
No.
Nah. I think I'd probably spend a lot of money on my mama, my pops, my family, and all them, and my closest friends. Be like, hey, do what you want with your life. Here's $1 million. Now go. That's all you really need. Just get free of debt or whatever. But
me, my mom, and my grandma, we had a pact that if any of us ever won the lottery, we would split it. So if someone wins the lottery, you got to get half of it.
Wow, that's pretty dope.
But I don't buy lottery tickets anymore. Like, I used to buy them like every day.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. This was like back in the day?
Yeah.
That's great. I think I only bought lottery tickets maybe like once in a while. You remember when it got over $1 billion? Remember that? I think I was like, I mean, I guess I'll do this.
Oh, I bought like $20 worth one day.
Jesus.
Yeah, I was like, you know.
That's wild. But I think I just don't believe in the lottery. Yeah. And it's so funny because, excuse me. It's so funny because I say that, but somebody in my family actually hit the lottery. And like, I'm not going to say who, but like somebody hit the lottery, and it wasn't like crazy money, but it was like a good amount for just the average person. And, but even then I was like, that was just all luck, you know?
I mean, it is. Playing the lottery is kind of like throwing money away, but someone wins. There's one person that wins. So
that's true. That's very true. It's basically like gambling, but I think it's a little bit more deeper, just as far as like, at least with gambling. Well, no, it might be the same as, never mind. Take that battle back. I take it. I was going to say, no, it was like, I feel like you go to a casino, you have the chance, but you're really also kind of like, well, I'm betting against the house, you know?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I get it. It makes sense.
I think your odds are better in a casino.
That's what I was going to say. I feel like it feels like they're better.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like you're playing against, you know, if you're playing blackjack, you're playing against a dealer.
Yeah.
You know, most of the time they're probably going to win. Have you ever known anybody that's like won big, like in the lottery?
I think one of my relatives up north, they won, I don't know if it was 5 figures or 6 figures.
Whoa.
But they hit big off of maybe it was a scratch ticket or something. They used to buy those things like every single day.
Wow.
And they hit big like one time.
And they were like, okay. Was it life-changing money?
No.
I
don't think so.
No, okay.
It was, you know.
It was just a good amount.
Yeah.
A healthy amount.
Nice little.
Makes sense. I think, was it you? I think you were telling me a story about a guy back from your hometown who had won, and then he was buying everybody, all the kids, like toys and stuff like that. It was like around Christmas.
No, it wasn't me.
I think there's a story. I don't remember who it was, but somebody was saying somebody from their hometown. It was just this guy, who he had won the lottery, and he was like so happy, and he was like, it was like around Christmas time or something like that, and he was like, I'm buying all the kids' toys, and he was giving money away. He was like, here you go, I'll buy this, buy that, buy that. But then, like, he was basically back to square one within a year.
Damn.
Yeah. Because of, like, I guess the bad thing about that is, you know, if you don't know how to manage your money, I mean, that shit just gonna disappear. But I'm pretty sure Drake wasn't the first one to say. So the first million is the hardest to make, and then, which I find fascinating. Do you ever notice I guess maybe it's because famous people are very popular and they can reach more people. Rich people and famous people tend to get like a lot of free stuff.
Yeah.
That was always fascinating to me, but I guess it's because of the exposure they want. Like, oh, my brand's associated with Drake.
Probably more so with famous people.
Yeah.
I remember being in a so there's this place called Country Kitchen right up the street from where I grew up. And just an old country spot where you can get food. And I was in there one day and my dad asked me, me and him were in there, and he asked me, he said, "There's a millionaire in this room. See if you can pick him out."
It was a regular dude?
Bruh, it was the least looking millionaire guy in the room.
That's hilarious.
His shirt had like holes in it.
Oh, really?
It was like a chubby like farmer type looking guy.
Wow.
And he was just like, yeah, that guy right there is a millionaire. You'd never know it.
He was just dressed regular. That's interesting.
I mean, worse than regular.
Oh, worse. He almost looked like a bum, almost, or just like a normal everyday farmer.
I don't know if bum is the right word. When I think of bum, I don't really think of country folk. Maybe there's a more country word for a bum.
He just looked like a farmer.
Yeah,
gotcha.
That's been working.
Yeah, exactly. Did he make his money from like his farm and stuff, or did he say
he owned
share an apple?
No. He owned land and things were done on the land.
Gotcha. So
I don't remember exactly.
He was paid to use the land and stuff like that. I feel like that's the real way to get rich.
Hell yeah.
If you own land and just like rent it out or lease it out to people or whatever, man, you could just people like companies will be like, we want to farm stuff on there. Like, all right, cool, just pay me. Y'all can do what you want on there, and then you get to do whatever the hell you want and just chill out.
Yeah.
Same thing with real estate. I feel like if you're really in the real estate game and you can get some properties and like, either Airbnb them out or not redo them, I guess redo them, where you basically, if it's like a broken down place, you just fix it up and then you sell it, so you flip it. That's what it is.
The place we're renting right now, and you can look this up on Zillow. I looked it up. It was sold for $40,000.
Okay.
We've been there for like 5-6 years. Now it's worth $140,000.
Damn.
And the guy bought it. Then he started renting it to us. So we're literally just paying him money for him to buy this property.
Yeah.
You know, he probably didn't buy it all at the same time. So we're probably just paying it off for him, and it's gone up by $100,000.
Exactly. Just to pay off the mortgage or whatever.
In 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. It makes me sad.
You're like, damn it, I wish I could have them.
We should have just bought a house instead of
Yep. And then once you could have bought a house, and then once you paid it off, or then get an apartment and then just rent out the house.
Right.
Damn. And then just you were gonna make enough to pay the house, and then maybe also make money, or just use that money as well to pay for the apartment. Damn, man.
I might do that one day if I get my head on straight.
Just learn, get into the real estate game.
If I figure out life a little bit more.
That's hilarious.
A little bit better.
That's funny. I fuck with it. Woo.
Let it burn. Let it burn.
Speaking of let it burn, did you see that thing about Usher throwing those Usher dollars?
Mm-hmm.
And it was funny because a lot of strippers were mad, but people were saying supposedly he actually had spent a lot of money, like real money, and he was doing that to promote I think a project he's got coming out. But then supposedly also the word on the street was that, I don't want to say this, people want to attack me, but supposedly the unattractive strippers were upset.
Oh, we're mad?
Yeah. Because he was giving money.
He gave them the fake money and the attractive strippers the real money.
Yeah, that's what also that's just rumor. It's not verified or whatever. But
what if the Usher money was a collectible and now you can sell it on eBay for more than it's worth on the bill? See, that's why you're a thinker, Jetty. No, that actually makes sense. And then what they could have done if they were smart would be, well, no, nobody's gonna have a Sharpie. I'm like, get Usher to sign a few of them, and then you sell it, and like, this is the Usher collectible. That's fire.
And then what you do after that, you sell it as an NFT.
A picture
of the Usher dollar, and then but it's signed by Usher. That's funny. You see that that actually makes me think of speaking of NFT. Do you remember that photo of the little girl, that the evil smiling? So she turned 21, and then that picture got sold as an NFT, and she made $500,000 off of that.
Oh my god!
She
sold that picture as an NFT.
Yep. and then made $500,000. Just like that. I was like, God damn it, why couldn't I have been memed?
The advantages of being a meme. That's crazy.
I know, and that's like life-changing money to me. And so it's the whole NFT thing. I think it's actually gonna stick around. You know what? I don't even know anymore, just because I'm like, there's so much advancement going on, and I'm just trying to do this, do that, and then whatever.
Yeah, man. Bitcoin, you know what I mean?
You know, and then speaking of Bitcoin, we're going over here talking about crypto again. It's going up and down, and like, it's really interesting now with the information I have now. I look at cryptocurrency like a whole lot different.
Why?
Just because I'm like, oh, this is actually. I look at it as like it's a way out. You know what I mean? Like if you want to make a lot of money and do all these things, and then it kind of like, now I start to see why people who were early on in the game and then they're like, yeah, when Bitcoin was at $1, they're like, I bought 100. You know, I know. And I'm like, damn, I wonder what's the next thing like that, where like, because I'll randomly, because of how my TikTok's curated now, it's usually like workout videos on how to work out certain muscles, dogs or cats, and then sometimes it'll be cryptocurrencies or food. And then people will be like, this is the next big.
You got your eye on any of them?
The only one, not really, just because I haven't done my research. The only one, I mean, even though this one's actually already blown up, is Ethereum. But there's one that's supposed to be better than Ethereum that people are like, this is going to blow up.
What is it?
It's like something Ethereum-esque, where it sounds like Ethereum, but it's like Ethereum 2 or something like that.
I'm into the meme coins, you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Doge.
So, you heard of Safemoon? So that one exploded. It like, if you had bought in when it was earlier, the raise was like bigger than Dogecoin.
Really?
But it's still like super low. It's not even a penny. It's still super low. So it could still spike again.
So it's like in the early Doge phases.
So Safemoon could be huge. And there's one, this one might sound, it sounds stupid.
Oh Lord.
And maybe it is. But Taco Cat.
I actually know the meme, the Taco Cat meme.
So there's a coin of it? It's a coin, and I think I might buy it. I was trying to figure it out the other day, and I couldn't figure it out because it's a little bit more difficult than buying.
Doge and all that.
You got to have like 2 apps, and you got to convert something, and
what the hell?
Yeah,
it's a lot. I wish they would just make it easier. It's funny. So you know when Doge had that big spike recently. I was like, and then it went down. I was like, maybe I should just put in like.
Did you buy more?
No, I was going to, but then Robinhood, the app, was like, hey, you can't buy crypto right now. We're kind of doing stuff, but we're trying to make sure it's safe for everybody.
Right.
And I was like, you motherfucker. Like, because I almost feel like,
they actually stopped you from buying it high. It's come back down a little bit now.
Oh, okay.
I put like $100 into Doge now.
Yeah, I feel like what's going to happen is I'm just put 100 in Doge. I'll find another meme coin, maybe the cat taco, and just be like, listen, I'm going to let it sit there. And then if it gets big, just be like, okay, make my money. But that's wild. But yeah, it's just crazy because like now this is like with all of this happening, it's almost like anything is possible. I feel like you can become like super rich, like in an hour or in a day or a few days, a year, Yeah. And it's just crazy. But I was going to say, so I know I told you before the podcast, I finally got the first dose of the vaccine. As soon as I got it, I was like, man, I feel like investing in Amazon. I feel
Suddenly your GPS synced and told you where to go?
Suddenly my GPS said, hey, you're out past curfew. I was like, what? No.
You got an email from Joe Biden?
Joe Biden just like, hey.
Good job, son.
Easy L. Good job, son. Welcome to the government. I was like, what? No. He said, we got a tracker in you. No.
You're a real American now.
That's hilarious. No, I got it. And it was funny because for me, the only thing that happened, I just got tired. I actually took like an hour nap. And
which kind did you get?
I got the Moderna.
Moderna.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was crazy because I actually got scared a little bit because I think the day before, or no. The day of, I was actually listening to the Joe Rogan podcast, and they were talking about the vaccine in one episode. I can't remember who he was talking to, but he was like, he was some Joe Rogan. He's like, I don't believe in taking the vaccine only if you're at risk or whatever. Right. And the other person was like, well, I already took one. He's like, which one did you take? And he's like, oh, I took the Moderna. And he was like, oh, that's the worst one. So you hear that, and he was like, people say that's the worst one. Like, you feel like all these symptoms, and I'm like, oh shit.
So do you get to choose?
Yeah, you get to choose. So what happens is there's like a website I looked up on Google that basically, it's like, your zip code, you put it in, and it tells you all the locations that offer in your city or your area. Originally, I was actually supposed to go to a CVS to get it, but then like literally on the day I was going, they're like, hey, we canceled your appointment because we ran out. And I was like, well, what the fuck? Okay. So I rescheduled it. I went to a Publix that was near me, and they were like, which one do you want? You can either get the Moderna, the Pfizer, and then they didn't have the Johnson & Johnson. They were out of it. And I think I actually wanted the Pfizer, but then they ran out when I went to go sign up. So they're like, you just get the Moderna. I was like, all right, that's cool.
Just get what you get.
Yeah.
You can get vaccinated at Publix?
Yeah, it's real funny. Next to a bag of chips, I was sitting, and I was like, oh, Doritos. Like, but it was funny because I like leading up to it, I was like, okay. I was like, hey, it's science. Just go in there.
Just made you tired.
Just made me tired, and my arm was a little sore up here because that's where I got it. Yeah. And then now I'm just waiting to get the next one, and I'm like, oh, okay, this isn't bad. And so I think it was fine for me because I don't think I was like, I'm not really at risk. I was just doing it just so I was like, oh, well, I can chill. Joe Biden's like, hey, if you got the vaccine, you can chill.
Interesting.
Just vibe out, And yeah, so I'm halfway there. Are you gonna get it? Oh boy. Oh no. Well, guys, that's the episode for this one.
I don't know, man. Eventually.
I feel it.
I'll get it once all of y'all get sick.
Oh my God.
When everyone starts turning into zombies.
Oh my God.
And then they figure out the new cure. I'll get that one. The zombie cure.
What if the opposite happens and everybody who got it
actually
don't get it actually turn into zombies? I'll be like, Jetty, no. Yeah, I'm ready. I really at this point I was just like, man, I just want to. It is what it is.
That's the right move. I'm probably making the wrong move, but
I feel it. If I was like, what was it? People who I really don't care if people get it or don't get it. I was just like, well, let me just do this because I kind of feel like this will help, progress. But I think what's going to eventually happen. This is what I feel like. Because I think yesterday.
Do you have a card that shows you're vaccinated?
Yep.
See, that's what's going to happen. You're going to have to show your card to do stuff.
So this is interesting because I think that's what's going to happen is that you're going to have to show your card, or they're going to, because they put it in a directory or something, they'll be like, what's your name? Oh, you're not vaccinated. You can't come to this event, or you can't travel. And I feel like it'll be like that. And, then what's going to happen? People are going to be upset. They're going to be like, what you mean I can't travel? This is America. I can't go here.
That's when I'll get vaccinated. Is basically when I'm forced to. That's the same way I am with my cell phone and my computer. I don't update anything until I absolutely have to update. I'm not updating.
That's so funny because I remember
I'm stuck in my ways.
I remember when you first told me that. You were like, how'd you get this? I think we were on Instagram. You're like, how'd you get it to do that? I'm like, oh, this is just right here. And you're like, I don't have it on mine. I'm like, have you updated? You're like, oh, no.
I don't update.
That's hilarious. I get that, though.
Vaccine is like a human update. You just got the human 2.1.
2.1. Hey, it is what it is, I got evolved, bro. What was I say? But yeah, I think what's going to happen is if you want to start to travel, especially out of the country and or even go to events, I think they're just going to be like, hey, you have to be vaccinated or what, it'd be interesting if they did this. If let's just say, excuse me, people who've been vaccinated, they can hang out together. And people who haven't been, they had to actually put them to the side or something.
This sounds... This doesn't sound good.
I know. That's what I was saying. I feel like they're like, hey, we can't have you messing this up. But yeah, it sounds very like history repeats itself.
Yeah. Hey, go in this camp.
Oh, no. But
I don't know, man.
I think, to be honest, I think we're all going to be fine. I just want to do it just because I was like, man, look, nobody talked to me. I did my part. Leave me alone.
Right.
I'm chilling. I'm vaccinated, bro.
Okay, so I have a question. So now how do you feel about masks that you're vaccinated? Are you still going to wear a mask?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I think who was it? Somebody was, I think it was just on Twitter, or it might have been Joe Biden was talking about it. He had his like 100-day press conference or whatever, and he was saying, like, I think to still do it just to sort of like, for those who haven't been,
right,
just protect yourself. And I actually think that's, wearing a mask is actually a good way when somebody gets sick, like how they do in like Asian countries, where like if somebody's sick, most of the time they're wearing masks to protect other people and themselves from getting sick. And it just keeps from like colds or flus or whatever just to spread. And I actually think it's actually pretty smart.
On my way over here, I only saw one person wearing a mask. Yep. I was like, damn.
I mean, hey, this is Atlanta, baby. This is.
I mean, I would see more than just one. I'm like, whoa. They're just vaccinated in this area.
I'm not gonna lie, either that or they don't give a fuck. But one thing that always, and I understand why people who critique it, like the wearing masks and stuff, is like, for example, like we went to grab some food today, right? And we wore a mask. We weren't wearing a mask to go get to like walk towards the place. And then we started wearing a mask once we got like in line for the place. And I'm like, if we're walking next to other people who aren't wearing masks, then really what's the point? And like,
well, it's indoor versus outdoor. So okay, gotcha. Indoor, our air is just kind of
it's sitting in a place,
sitting and circling here, and I'm more likely to breathe what you're breathing. Gotcha. But when we're outdoors, you breathe in the wind and the breeze. Kind
of makes it go every which way.
Yeah, it's more.
That makes sense. Okay, never mind. I take it back. That actually makes a lot of sense. That's why I think what did Joe Biden say? He said like if you've been vaccinated, you can be outside and hang with friends. Like it's fine to wear no mask or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember, I think somebody tweeted this yesterday. It made me laugh so hard. Somebody was like, man, beginning of the pandemic, that was some vibes, man. They were
the beginning of the pandemic?
Because do you remember when it first was like on like before things went to shit and just like everybody was buying all the toilet paper? I remember going to the grocery store and like trying to get water and toilet paper.
That was a wild couple days. Like, I remember going to Nam Day Mum.
Yeah.
Because we couldn't get stuff at Walmart or the other place. We went to Nam Day Mum and it was packed.
Man, and like people just like buying whatever they could buy. I was like, this almost feels like it's like almost like a apocalyptic type of energy.
That's what it felt like.
I was like, Jesus Christ. And it was so, to look back on it now, you're like, what the fuck was going on?
You said that was the vibes?
That's what somebody tweeted yesterday. Like, it was kind of vibes. Everybody was to themselves or whatever. But I remember just people just wilding out. And I think, what was it? I remember feeling like I hit the jackpot. I think one time on Amazon when I was able to buy like a 6-pack of toilet paper. I remember being like, because like as soon as I bought it, like a few minutes after, it was sold out, and I was like, oh, I got one of the last ones, like
Okay, that's hilarious. It never crossed my mind to buy toilet paper on Amazon.
Yeah, I did it because I was like, somebody had made a website when all the shit was like just going down, and they were like, this is a website where you can actually look in your area to see who has stock in your area of toilet paper or water or whatever.
Wow.
And you could go in there and search, and then like you would put in the brand, and you could be like, it's available at Walgreens, Walmart, or just other places, or you can buy it online. And of course at the time all the toilet paper was gone, all the paper towels were gone, and then I hit Amazon and I was like, toilet paper, and I found like the Amazon brand, and I was like, oh shit, let me buy this right now.
That's hilarious.
It was some wild times, but that let me know. I was like, oh, I remember, I ain't gonna lie, I was scared for like a quick minute because of, I think a lot of people were buying up like a lot of food and shit. And I was like, oh shit, are we gonna be able to eat, bro?
I know. We were buying canned goods in case,
I felt like, I'm not gonna lie, I felt like a grown ass adult. I was like, oh shit, I have to buy beans, rice, eggs. Oh my God, I need bread.
Same, man. It was a special time.
Special time. Very true. But I think now things are getting I mean, right now, I'm not gonna lie to you, walking outside in here, it feels like things are kind of already back to normal.
Yeah. I mean, concerts are they started or are they about to start?
I think they're about to start.
They're about to get back going.
There's like some people who already announced tours, and they're like, we're going on tour. There's actually, I bought 2 tickets for October to go see a comedian, Bill Burr. He's coming to Atlanta.
You know what's crazy? I think I already told you this, but Canada is under a big lockdown right now. Yeah. They went under and America's just like, wee.
That's hilarious.
It's strange.
It's very strange, and it's like, it kind of makes you think like, are we all dumb? Like, like, are we all just like, do we not get it? Or we just, I feel like that's what happens when you kind of, you have this idea of,
what's right
and what's wrong. And then also too, everybody, this is like an ingrained thing in us. America's like freedom, to have the freedom to do whatever the hell we want. Yeah. And because of that, I think ideal and feeling people are just like, fuck that. I mean, when you think about it, did Florida ever really close? I know their beaches closed for a little bit and
maybe.
Stuff.
I don't know.
I feel like they were just wilding out.
Probably.
Out of everybody.
Yeah.
But yeah. All right, ladies and gents and everybody, we're at that point in the podcast where it's our not all here moment.
Oh, man. I got a good one. It's a short one.
Okay. I'm going to let you go first because I got a good one.
All right. Well, mine ain't really good. I don't know. It's just short. All right. So, basically, I live in a house with a bunch of guys. You know what I mean? Uh-huh. And we do music. We do creative things. And this person, I'm not going to mention the name, but one of the guys that I live with, he was just, one day he just was talking to me, man, and he was just like, man, I feel like we're in a concentration camp.
Oh my God. And
I said, oh, damn, man, like for real? Like you feel like it's like that bad? Like, he's just like, yeah, man. And I was just trying to understand, like, I was just like, hey, well, I'm sorry, man. I hate that it feels that way. You know what I mean? So then a little bit later, time goes on, and me, him, and like another guy, we're talking, and he's just like, yeah, man, it's just like a concentration camp in here. He's just like, everybody's just so focused.
What the hell?
And I'm like, so I'm like, do you know like what a concentration camp is? And he's just like, yeah, man, we just all working like really hard. And we just really try to get it. And we just, you know what I mean? Like we just try and come up, and I'm just like, yo, like
that's not the same thing.
That's not a concentration camp. You should not use that terminology.
Oh my God.
When you're describing things. And just looking back at it, it was so funny because it was just such a big misunderstanding. Mm-hmm. Because when he told me that the first time, I really thought he was sad and it was like terrible. And I was just like, dang, man, I'm sorry you feel that way. But he was like, nah, it's great. It's good. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So that's my story.
Wow. Oh, boy. That was a Shyamalan twist. Lord, I didn't think he was going that way. That's hilarious, and that's also wild, but I'm also not surprised. That's wild. That Lord, I was like, damn, he felt like that. I was kind of like you. I was like, what? And then he was like, oh, man. He thinks, never mind.
I'm sorry, this environment is so bad, man.
No, I love it. Like,
no, it's great. I'm like, well, I guess.
Okay, I guess. That's wild. That's hilarious. I did not know about that story. All right, I'm gonna do my not out here moment. So, my best friend, shout out to my best friend T Rose, DJ T Rose. So he got married some years back, right? Mm-hmm. And so he got married back in our home state, Arkansas, to his wife. But the night before the night before the wedding, we were all having fun, and me and another friend were like the best men for him because he's like our best friend growing up. And we went to this like bar where back home, I don't know how it is maybe like in your hometown, but like Arkansas is like not like, it's nothing like Atlanta. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not a lot of shit going on. Right. People just have like the city and places to go, bars, clubs, whatever. We went to a bar and everybody was just chilling, having fun, getting drunk. And like a bunch of people were coming through. And this was like years ago, and people were buying everybody drinks. They're like, "Oh, you getting married tomorrow, man? Congratulations! Let me buy you a shot of a round of shots for everybody." And everybody's getting fucked up, right? And like, I think we stayed there till closing time at the bar, and it was like I think 3 or 4 in the morning. Yeah. And we were all staying at this hotel. that was literally like a block away from the bar. And they were like, all right, cool. Now, the main thing is my job as one of the best men is to make sure that he don't get hurt, and he makes it to the altar to get married.
Right.
Make sure everything's cool. So, long story short, like we're leaving and everybody's like, all right, cool. Well, we're gonna head out. You know, we're about to go home. And then I was like, all right, T, let's get you back, man. So that way you can go like drink some water and just chill out. So that way you get married tomorrow. He's like, all right. Me, I'm like walking around, and this is when like I think it was like a year after scooters were like, you know, around the city, like here in Atlanta, there's like these bird scooters and shit. So back home they got them, and I was like, oh, let's just ride these scooters back to the hotel. And then these things were like so fast that I was like, these feel like they're faster than your average scooter. And so, but turbocharged it everything, like had NOS or just whatever. And I remember I got on one and I was like having a blast doing donuts and just jumping from the curve and doing all this shit or whatever, wilding out. So my friend T-Rose, he's like, I'm gonna grab one. And I don't stop to think, maybe this isn't the best idea. So what ends up happening, we all start racing to go back to the hotel. And then like, I'm going in. He passes me, right? And he's turning the corner to go to the hotel. He turned the corner a little too hard. He goes face first into the concrete. He goes, dude. I go right in behind and I swerve to miss him. I go flying. My big toe ends up bending in a weird way. Gets hurt. I'm injured. He hits the floor, gets up like immediately. Dude, all of a sudden people are like, oh my God. He ends up having this scab over his eye, like his left eye, like up here, all this scratch or whatever. And I'm like, oh shit, we fucked up. I was like, we fucked up. Me, I'm all hurt because my toe is like, I'm like, yo, what the fuck is going on? So I'm just like, let's get you to the room, get you cleaned up and everything like that, because tomorrow you get married. And so then he goes to his room. I go to my place and I'm just like, damn, my toe feels like it's swollen. So I go to sleep. I wake up. Sure enough, my toe is like a nasty color. It's like swollen, like it's really bad. And I'm like, oh shit. I'm like, well, we got to go to the wedding. Right. So I had to put my shoes on. I have to walk a certain way in order to be fine. I get to the venue. And I see his mom there. And she looks at me and the other guy who's the best man. She's like, you motherfuckers had one job. And I was like, oh shit.
His face was really messed up?
It was like, it wasn't like crazy messed up, but he had scratches. And like the makeup artist had to come in to try to like.
Oh yeah, makeup.
But like he had like a Band-Aid on there. Like he had actually had like a scab and everything. Yeah. He hit the ground hard. Damn. And you know, he got married. It was fine. You know, we all had a great time. But it probably, you know, us being intoxicated probably wasn't the best idea to jump on a scooter.
I'm picturing a cop chasing behind you guys.
Oh my God, going like 5 miles an hour.
Imagine getting a DUI from a scooter.
Can you do that?
I don't know.
I wonder if that's a thing. Like those, because like, do they consider that vehicles?
I don't know.
That's interesting. But anyway, he got married. It was fine. I gave a great speech at the reception. Everybody got drunk. I had enough to drink because I was like, I'm not drinking no more. And I say that a lot, but I was like, I'm not doing it. But everybody had a really great time. And I remember that because like I think we actually I talked to him recently and we were talking about like, you remember that time you fell? He was like, oh boy. And then I think his wife was mad at us too for a little bit, but it turned out to be okay. Hey, you know, that's what memories are for.
It's not the worst that could have happened the night before the wedding.
Boy, no, it's not. But
good job.
But I know I did.
Good job, E.
You know, when I look back on it, it's actually, you know, I did the best I could. You know?
Good job.
But anyway, that's the podcast, episode 26 of the Not All Here podcast. If you guys, wherever you're listening to the podcast, make sure if you're not already to follow us on Spotify, or if you listen to us on Apple Podcasts, make sure to give us 5 stars and review. It really helps us. Make sure to follow, Not All Here podcast on Instagram. That's the at Not All Here podcast. Follow Cool Ass Peoples. It's Cool ASSPPL. Our personal pages, It's Easy L for me. Jitty.
JRB, the producer. Also, always follow your dreams.
Follow your dreams and drink more water.
Drink and don't face plant.
Look, do not drink and drive a scooter. Or don't drink and drive. Drink responsibly.
Get married.
Maybe
not.
Maybe not. Anyway, we'll catch you on the next one.
Yep.